Why, he's still looking for his breakfast. There he is, lying up on the edge of the Marakeni River. Oh, it's tired kitty. He's walked quite far. His tracks come in on Cheetah cut line, and he walked straight through the whole of Djuma last night, and is now about 3 kilometers, no, maybe not 3, about 2 kilometers inside Arathusa. So he's on his patrols, scent marking, making sure there are no marauding males coming in. Oh, I can hear some elephants behind him somewhere, breaking branches. Oh, it's a tired kitty. Now, I'm pretty sure he would have attempted to catch something in this weather last night, but obviously not successful. And we all do know Tingana does move during the day, so he might lie up here for a few hours and then get moving again. Now this is, for any new viewers, the dominant male leopard over Arathusa, the majority of Arathusa and Djuma. And to the west of him is a big male called Anderson, and their boundary's not too far from here, and both of them tend to walk it, scent mark it, and they've sort of drawn their line in the sand, so to speak. And then to the north of Djuma, there's a male leopard called Djuma. So those are the 3 dominant males we see in this area. Of course, down on Cheetah Plains, the dominant male is Shavambalan. So even though he is snoozing and not up to much, it's always really exciting to spend time with one of Africa's big cats. And I've been quite lucky this morning. We've had lion and leopard. So Andrew's wondering, how much food does a leopard need to eat? A male leopard eats on average about, if you take all the kills for a month, on average about 4 kilograms. So just under 10 pounds of meat a day. And a female about 3, so a little bit less. So about 8 or 9 pounds of meat a day. Of course, there are lots of days that they don't eat anything. That's averaging out their kills over an extended period. Now, it's difficult to see whether he has eaten, whether he's full or hungry, while he is lying down like that. But remember, even if he has eaten, all the big cats are opportunists. So if something happens to stumble upon, he will definitely take advantage. And there are quite a few animals in this area. We've seen warthogs, impala not far away, inyala. So maybe his best strategy is to just sleep tight and wait for something to bump into him in this gusting wind. Oh, there we go. Anna Marie is wondering whether Mr. T still has a taste for aardvark. I'm sure he does. If he happened to come across an aardvark burrow that was in use, I'm sure he would definitely take advantage of that. There we go. You can see that wonderful big thick neck of an adult male leopard sporting his dewlap. Helps protect him when he's fighting with other leopards. But not too much to interest him at the moment. He's more content to have a nap. Now, Helene in Texas is wondering, do lions and leopards shed old claw sheaths like domestic cats do? Well, Helene, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to do some research on that for you. But I'm pretty sure if domestic cats do, there's probably a strong likelihood that the big cats do. But as I said, I'm not going to lie to you and say for 100% that I know, because I don't. Now, he's an adult male leopard in his prime, and Jeremiah is wondering, how old is Tingana? If my memory serves me correct, he should be about 8 or 9 years old. One of our leopard experts out there, you can remind me, please, hashtag Safari Live or questions at WildEarthTV. How old is Tingana? I think he's about 9, which would mean he's in his prime. Male leopards are in their prime from about 6 to 10, 11 years old. So they have a slightly longer reign at the top than male lions. And over their life, oh, what have you spotted, Mr. T? What has he spotted? He suddenly got very interested there. Now, Angel was wondering, how long does a male leopard on average hold territory for? So, Angel, about 7 years, sometimes as long as 8 years, depending on the individual. And it also just depends on the area as well and the other leopard densities around. But I think in this area, generally about 7 to 8 years that they'll be on the top of their game, so to speak. I thought he might have heard something interesting. Well, a huge welcome to Potato Walrus, who's a new viewer, and was wondering, do we respond to your comments? Can I see what you're saying? Well, I can't see what you're saying, but I can definitely respond to your comments. And how I do that is we have our directors sitting in a final control room, and they have all the emails and Twitters and all that stuff out, and they feed it through into my ear. And so we are able to take your questions. So yes, Safari Walrus, and a big welcome to Safari Live. Great to have you on the back of the world's biggest game drive vehicle. Oh, well, the leopard's gone to snooze. But you never know what's going to happen out here. There could be an impala that stumbles into this sighting, makes up, he might grab it. He might sleep like this for the next 6 hours, like all big cats. Leopards sleep quite a lot, probably about on average 18 hours a day, slightly less than a lion that sleeps on average about 20 hours a day. And he's chosen a good spot to rest up. And James Richard has a very funny comment. He says, I'm completely happy with Tingana snoozing. A sleeping cat can't leave our traverse area. That is very true, James. For now, while he's snoozing, we are probably about 1.5 kilometers from the western boundary of Arathusa, where we were driving a bit earlier. So hopefully he finds something within our traverse area that is good to eat. So we're going to sit here, see what plays out with Mr. T. While we do that, let's see how Mr. J is faring back on Djuma. Well, he has not raised his head. He is still in the exact same position as when you were last with us, but we are hoping that something might wander on and wander in and cause him to spring into action. But what we can do is, what I'm going to try do shortly, is try get another view. Maybe we can have a good look at his beautiful visage. So let's have a look. Where can we go, Dave? I think we can try from the other side opposite him. And look at that. Start the car. Doesn't even raise his head. Right, holding on, Dave. Okay, I think we're going to have to drop the aerial there as I reverse. Okay. And do the 29-point turn. And still not changing places. And he still hasn't lifted his head. Standing by. Hey, firm, just me here. More than welcome to come join. Marakeni Drive, probably just about 200 meters to the east of the junction with Road 7. Okay, it looks like we have managed to extricate ourselves from that spot, so let's get stuck into the next one. Lovely. There we go. Dave says lovely. Thank you for that, Dave. There we go. Hello, big boy. Or actually now I can see a bit more of his belly. He does look like he has had a meal. So not too hungry. It's possibly why he's not too worried about hunting about at the moment. Thanks very much, Ellen. I was incorrect. Tingana is 10 years old, not 8 or 9 as I presumed. So there we go, 10 years old. So still definitely in his prime. Look at that sleepy kitty. Oh, look through there. I just heard something. If you come where you are, in there, a little bit to the right, a little bit more. Where's it disappeared? Oh, it's just gone behind. Oh no, just come back to the right a bit more. So you see where this big marula is? So in there. I just heard some little scratching about, a little bit to the right. You can hear the chick, 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 chick. There we go. It's a little family of crested francolins. Now, Felicity, big welcome to Safari Live, Felicity. Great to have you on the vehicle. Felicity is wondering, will leopards eat insects if there's nothing else available to eat? They do, Felicity, and they actually quite like flying ants. And I've seen leopards sit over an emergence of flying ants and have a big feast. Now, of course, they are very, very high in protein. The alates, the future kings and queens of the termite world. I've also seen leopards eat grasshoppers occasionally. Generally, a lot of the insects are eaten when they are cubs and when mom leaves them and they're busy playing around and chasing anything that moves. But an adult leopard, only in dire circumstances or special circumstances like a termite emergence, will they eat insects. Mr. T is looking quite fit and healthy. Now, Angel's wondering, is Tingana in danger from any other predators while he's snoozing like that? Yes and no. I mean, even though he's snoozing, if we watch his ears carefully, they're always on the move. So he is aware of what's going on around him. And he will react, and react very quickly if there's a sound that he thinks might be a potential threat. And the joy of being a leopard is you are able to climb your way out of danger. Oh, can hear the wind getting strong again. You can see his ears constantly on the move. He's listening. I'm quite sure he's aware that there are elephants probably 100 meters from here. I can hear them breaking branches every now and then, even in the strong wind. I'm quite sure he's aware of the crested francolins scratching around in the leaf litter a couple of feet from him. And if there happen to be any potential prey moving into the area, I'm quite sure he'd become aware of that as well, or potential threats. We're going to sit here, see what else Mr. T gets up to. While we do that, James has got a fluffy little surprise. So he's popped his head up. Unfortunately, we're going to have to make space for other vehicles, but we'll definitely come, or one of us will definitely come follow up on him on the sunset safari. Well, goodbye, the beautiful Mr. Tingana. There we go. One last beautiful screenshot for you, and we're going to make space. So let's go back to James and the wonderful Nkahuma cubs.